The Assassin's Guild is a chain of command. It all begins with the handler. The handler delivers their targets, and so the assassins begin eliminating, until only 2 remain.
I'm Flasherman, and I'm an assassin.
I crept up behind her and I stabbed her in the gut, leaving her to bleed to death.
I am James Alexander Austin, more commonly known as the Bloody-Handed King, and I will be killing people today.
Finally, the 2 victors turn on each other, leaving the game's winner, the champion assassin.
My first kill was a long time coming, but I'm quite patient. I actually staked out my target for 3 days because I didn't want to rush into it and kill a civilian. That's the kind of thing that gets you thrown in jail. I've always had a connection with animals, so I found myself a little friend, and I kind of regret this, but I had to infect it with rabies. And then I had to smuggle it to the location and release it on him.
Our guild has a vast array of weaponry used by our assassins. We have the standard gun, which is the staple of our society, but primarily used by those with little to no imagination. We also have some very, very inventive assassins. For instance, there was an assassin who, in our first game, used the world itself against their target, assembling a wall of spikes, tricking them into getting into a shopping trolley before pushing them directly in. We have also a variety of attack animals used, something I didn't expect to ever see, but which is particularly common amongst the guild. Truly, the ways assassins kill are many in number, but we have a few who are particularly good. For instance, the Flasherman.
My first kill was a female assassin called Artemis, who had some lectures with me on the first day of the games. I decided I was going to blow her up with some TNT in her bag. Sadly, getting anything inside a woman's bag is very difficult to do. So what happened instead was, as she caught me trying to put the TNT in her bag, I got her with a syringe pen instead, whilst pointing out that I was in fact her assassin, and she was my first victim, and the first victim, in the first game of the Assassin's Guild.
My first death was a sad affair. In my house, there are many assassins, and we are not allowed to kill each other in the house, in the spirit of fair play and making it a bit more of a challenge. So I found something of a loophole, and I designed a bomb to go off, timed, using a pocket watch, C4 and tape. The bomb would go off as the person left the house. As an extra complication, the person was my girlfriend. Unfortunately, due to bad luck and poor timing, she searches her bag, she finds the ticking bomb, and she leaves it lovingly on my desk to destroy my belongings. Then, when I go to get lunch later that day, I find, who here but a ghost, the dead one, and she stabs me through the heart with a kiss.
Well, imagination is important in these games because not only do you have to try and, you get more points for creative kills, so you have to try and come up with something more exciting. There's also, you end up kind of creating a persona that you use, like with me, the Unseen Shadow, and all the others. And I don't know if it's the same for the others, but for me, it's like, I feel like a different person when I'm doing it. Although I'm not entirely sure that I like the person that I am when I do it.
I joined the Assassin's Guild because as a mature student, I sometimes find it difficult to connect with the students who are of the proper university age to actually be here, 18, 19, 20 years old. I'm in my mid-30s, and a lot of the experiences that they're going through for the first time, I've had done quite a while in the past. So to have something to bridge that gap, like mock killing each other, works out quite well because I get to know them, I get to know how they think, they get to know how I think, just before I kill them, either with shooting them or stabbing them with a syringe pen or poisoning them with basil pesto.
My second kill was Flasherman. I also have previous encounters with him, and there's a little bit of animosity between us because of it.
My last death sucked.
I feel like I should have done something grander, but he really wasn't worth my time.
I suppose unseen shadow. A shadow would only be unseen because it's not very bright.
So I just stabbed him in the back, and that's all he really deserved.